Hello, mugs. It's July, which means we're at the second half of the year and also like 3 days away from the day when America catches on fire. But it also means that June has passed, which means it's time for the June Wolfie manga unboxing and just, general showcase, as you know, as we do. I do have the manga sort of the manga and light novels, the books, sort of separated here because there's a specific pattern. I wanted to go through these because I finished a few series this month and a lot of series that are like consistent on this I don't want to say series again, but this video series, I guess, are actually ending soon too. So I wanted to take a highlight on those while I still remember the facts and not get confused. So let's start with the ones that are still like ongoing. No, there's no end date in sight yet as far as I'm aware, but I'm kind of surprised some of them are still ongoing, or one of them is still ongoing. But anyway, we have Akane Banashi Volume 12 with a very nice cover art. The cover arts on Akane are always great. They're always like just very vibrant and colorful, and there's a lot of fun going on them. I think Akane is just a fun series in general, so it matches the tone. But Volume 12 of Akane, one of Shonen Jump's highlights at the moment still. I know Shonen Jump is currently kind of fluctuating series a lot with some of the ones that started at the start of the year getting axed now, so we have a whole new like slew of series coming in. I think 4 or so started this weekend. I don't know, Tegan and Bando know better than I do. Shout out Mudcord. But Akane Banashi Volume 12, still going strong. Speaking of still going strong, we have Zom 100 Volume 17. This is a series that I didn't really think was going to make it this far. When I started picking it up like Volume 1 or 2, I think, and we're like 15 volumes ahead now. So I still like it. I still enjoy the series, so I'm glad there's more. But I do wonder how long it's going to take to wrap this one up. I'm not fully caught up, so I don't know how far into the bucket list he is, but I assume it'll be whenever he finishes the 100th item on the bucket list. Yeah. But we got a rocket ship here. I have no idea what that's about. I really need to catch up on the series because I have no idea what's going on here. But there you go, Zom 100 Volume 17, and we might eventually see the end of that one coming soonish. Who knows? Also, without an end date in sight, as far as I'm aware, is I Want to Love You Till Your Dying Day Volume 3 with the girlies looking cute on the front. We have the anime incoming for this one soon-ish. There's a little peaceful shot there. So I don't know if that will like coincide with anything. Normally it doesn't. I guess it's not how the industry really works. But who knows? Maybe the anime starts and the manga just ends abruptly. But I have a feeling it's going strong. The ratings on this one are still killing it in terms of the Yuri catalog, so I'm excited to see how far this one goes and what we get out of it. I know we're still a bit behind on the English releases, but I think we still have a bit to go. As for newer series that I've begun, recommendations for Bad Children Volume 2. The first volume was like 2 or 3 months ago. It wasn't that long ago when I picked it up, but I also don't know what to expect from the length of this one exactly. It's a somewhat fresh release. It's still releasing in Japan as far as I'm aware, so I think we still have some time to go. Light novels either end very shortly or they go on for like a decent while. Normally I see light novels ending like around the 7 to 10 volume range, if not going further, just because it's a bigger series like No Game No Life, which is I think at volume 12 right now, and Classroom Elite, stuff like that. But recommendations for Bad Children, I'm still need to dig into the first volume. I haven't gotten to it quite yet, but I'm excited to read it. Front cover art is pretty as usual. There she is on the back. Can I get a, there we go, there he is. And that's all the like ongoing standard releases that don't have an end date in sight as far as I know. So we are going to jump into next these series that are ending or have already ended but aren't quite done releasing yet, but are on the horizon. We are getting to the end. First up, we have I Want to Do Bad Things With You Volume 6. I actually thought this was the last volume for like before starting this recording, and I looked it up and next volume is the last volume, so That's on me. I'm glad I checked before just giving false information. I want this to focus. There it is, look. Cute. I'm glad I looked it up, but that means that one more volume is on the way. I think it's coming somewhat soon. The series has been releasing at a very fast pace. However, I don't actually know when the final volume released in Japan, so it might coincide with that date, sort of. I'm not sure. But there we go. We're coming to the end. I have dipped my toes into this one a little bit, but haven't fully gotten through the catalog. So hopefully I can wrap this up sometime after I get the final volume, and not too long after, so I can cross it off the list and maybe use it as ammunition for the Mugcore challenge. Next, we have a longer running series that is coming to an end, and I've mentioned it a couple times. Komi Can't Communicate, Volume 34. I really like this cover art, by the way. Some of the Komi cover arts recently, I wouldn't call them bad, but the style is like, there's been a very like noticeable shift in the style of the Komi like design for a while, and I think I've just liked the earlier cover arts a little more, but this one I really like. Maybe it's just because it's a lot of the characters I enjoy, but I think it's just really clean. They're just chilling at a table. You got Tadano in the back, Najimi. You know, they're all hanging out. Also, I like this new girl. I think she's from like volume 32 or something. I don't know. I can't fully remember which volume she arrives in. It could be far earlier than that for all I remember. But there we go. Komi Can't Communicate volume 34. We are 3 volumes out for this one finishing. I think it's 37 is the final volume. So we're getting there. I'm kind of running out of room for it on where it is now. So it's gonna have to kind of just move on to the next shelf. But that's okay. That's okay. Eventually I'll have a dedicated Komi Can't Communicate shelf. Speaking of series that end in 3 volumes though, Kaiju number 8, volume 13. I believe volume 16 is the final volume. It's not actually out in Japan yet, but we know the final chapter is the next one, which I think comes out in like 2 weeks-ish. And the current volume is volume 15. So assuming they just compile all the final chapters into the last volume, it's gonna be volume 16. So we'll reach the end of this one soon as well. B-side already ended. I think there is another spin-off series of Kaiju that isn't translated yet over here. There was the light novel, B-side, the main series, and I think there's another one. But this is it's a fun series. Shonen Jump will be losing another heavy hitter. And they'll have to fill in the blank somehow. I don't know exactly who's going to take the reins, who's going to, fill it in. I don't actually know if this is a standard Shonen Jump release either, considering I said the last chapter comes out in 2 weeks-ish and not just this coming Sunday. But there we go. I'm excited to see how this one comes to a conclusion though, because I've been enjoying the series. It's just good, fun action. And for another series ending with our next volume, we have the Mimosa Confessions of Volume 4, Book 4 from Hachimoku Mei. I also thought this was the last one, and then looked it up and there was a 5th volume, which I'm glad. I do love her works, and I'm excited to read whatever else is coming from this series. I do have to catch up to where it is right now, but I hope to finish this one relatively close to its final release date, just because I want to dig into what it has to offer. I know she wrote the Free Ren novel collection. I don't know if it's out in Japan yet. I feel like it should be. It was announced a while ago. So I don't know if that will be brought over here sort of after this series comes to its conclusion. Normally they don't like space it out for any reason, but who knows, maybe they're just waiting. But I do hope that it comes to the West soon, because I do want to read it. But Mimosa Confessions, Book 4, it's coming to a conclusion soon, and that's the final not complete but complete series that we have here. Basically a few series are coming to an end. We're gonna have I'm not collecting a lot of new series recently. That sounds like a lie if you just watch my videos. But most of the ones are like either like spin-offs of series I've already collecting or things that I've had plans to grab for a while now. So as most of these come to a conclusion, we're gonna have less and less in the Wolfie unboxing until I eventually get more to collect. But I will need another bookshelf before I do that. So we might just have a little bit of a lull eventually here, but I think a few series are still going to be ongoing for a while, so it shouldn't be too bad. I know there is a 1 month upcoming that's pretty hefty with releases. But speaking of series coming to an end, we do have 2 here that are complete. It's the final volume. We're all done. And the first one is The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses, Volume 12, where she did not forget her glasses. She in fact has them. This is a very thick volume of this manga, by the way. Most of the time the text is like super crammed onto the spine, but I guess they just wanted to fit the last chapters all together. This volume also took a very long time to come out. I don't fully remember when the last volume was in one of these videos. I think it was like multiple months ago though, like maybe half a year at this point. Time is hard to like calculate in my head, but I feel like it's been a long while. But there we go, volume 12 of Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses. Monkcord loves this series, just ask anyone. I do need to finish reading this volume, as well as I think I'm on like volume 10-ish, so I need to read the final volumes here. But it's a cute series. If you watch the anime and you were thrown off by it, but you like, you know, cute romance, read the manga, because it's done a lot nicer, and you know, the art style doesn't give you a headache. So shout out Gohans. The final book for the video here is the last final volume. There it is, 8th final of The Girl I Saved on the Train Turned Out to Be My Childhood Friend. Light novel. It's contrarily to the other one, a very thin volume. I assume they just only had a little bit left to tell, which is fine. I don't mind if the final volume's a bit thinner than the rest. Obviously, they're just coming to the conclusion. Normally, it's either going to be thinner than the rest or a bit thicker than the rest. So either way, it's okay. But Childhood Friend I Saved on the Train turned out to be my The Girl I Saved on the Train Turned Out to Be My Childhood Friend, by Kenoji, illustrated by Fly, which is the main reason I picked this up. I will fully admit to that. Has come to its end, and I'm not fully caught up on this one either. Surprise, I'm not caught up on the books on my shelf. But it's a cute series. It's very like relaxing, I guess would be a word to use. I don't know, it's hard to call a book relaxing, I suppose, but if you translated it into an anime, it'd be a very comfy show. But there we go. That's everything. That's all the books as far as that goes anyway. Let's see if I can get a good like stack going here. I need to get the larger ones out of the way first. Okay, we're doing good. We're getting there. The larger manga. Yeah, I think we're settling. We're doing good. All right, there we go. Got our stack. That's this month's haul for the manga and light novels and such. I think it's a pretty good one. I think we had a good month here. These are all good series. Obviously, it's just basically it's a Viz month. Viz just dropped their volumes for this month, is what happened. But we did get a few other releases, continuations, and the finale of many things on the horizon. It's a shame, but I'm pretty glad to like have the full sets nicely on my shelf, so that way I can just read through them whenever I want to. And I think it looks really nice when you set the full set on your bookshelf, you know. But we do have one other thing for this month. If you have been following the internet, you will know that the Switch 2 recently released at the start of the month here. I think June 5th it came out, and I did not get one. I will probably get one at some point, but I did not pick one up. However, I did grab a game that will be played on the Switch 2, so I haven't cracked it open yet or anything, because I'm just waiting to play it on that console, because it was my pick for my like launch day game, and that is Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma. Azuma, Guardians of Azuma, Guardians of Azuma. Either way, I've been I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of Rune Factory. Like, there are definitely people who play Rune Factory religiously, and I do not do that. But I have enjoyed my time with the other Rune Factory games. I played 3, 5, a little bit of 4. But so I'm excited to jump into this one as well. However, I'm waiting for that Switch 2 to play it with the, patch. See what, I actually don't know if it changes that much in the game, but it'll be cool to get the Switch 2, and then the first thing I play on it is this game. I think that's just kind of what I'm waiting for. I want to play a launch title first, even if it's not like Mario Kart aside. Who needs Mario Kart when you have Rune Factory? That's what I'm saying. I love my farming sims. But that's everything we have for today. I hope you all have an excellent July. I know the year coming to an end can be a bit scary, but we're not there yet. We're only halfway. There's still a lot of 2025 ahead of us. So make the most of it. Enjoy your days. To the Americans out there, be careful on the 4th, but have fun. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.